Over the years, legislators and policymakers have sought ways to lower prescription drug prices through drug importation. While it is important to seek ways to increase access to affordable medications, NABP feels we must not sacrifice patient safety to do so. Historically, the United States has had one of the safest drug supply chains in the world. This is a result of stringent rules and regulations that protect the supply chain and ultimately patients from fake and substandard medicines. However, the advent of the internet in the 1990s created a marketplace for criminals to use the promise of cheap drugs without a prescription to prey on unsuspecting consumers. Most commonly, these cyber criminals fraudulently posed as Canadian pharmacies, creating a false sense of reliability and safety. In fact, NABP has reviewed more than 25,000 online drug outlets and found that 95% of websites offering prescription-only drugs operate illegally. And 89% of those websites do not require a prescription, which is vital for safe online pharmacy transactions. This practice of purchasing medications from non-U.S. pharmacies by U.S. patients or importation for personal use continues to be prohibited under federal law. However, new rules do allow for wholesale or bulk importation by approved agencies. In 2020, FDA began allowing each state to establish a wholesale prescription drug importation program from Canada. States wanting to develop such a program must submit plans for implementation to ensure the supply chain remains safe. We believe there are risks to importation that federal and state regulators may not have considered, such as creating a false sense of safety for patients purchasing drugs online. NABP fears that allowing states to create these programs may cause patients to think a safe way to purchase lower-priced prescription drugs is to use any online source purporting to be a Canadian pharmacy, when all too often, criminals use this trust to trick unsuspecting consumers. With a handful of state governments already underway, and more that may follow, it is clear that NABP must assist states grappling with this issue to ensure patients receive safe and effective medication. Regulating these systems will be complex. The boards of pharmacy and other regulators will need guidance as they implement and oversee what will essentially be their own distinct drug supply chains. While NABP is supportive of decreasing prescription drug costs for patients, we are committed to keeping the U.S. prescription drug supply chain safe through three distinct offerings. First, NABP is educating state and federal policymakers on the risk associated with prescription drug importation and the regulatory oversight needed to mitigate those risks. Secondly, NABP is working with state and federal regulators and industry partners to develop tools that support implementation of the Drug Supply Chain Security Act, also known as DSCSA, that can assist regulators and supply chain participants with assessing key information to help protect patients. Thirdly, through its programs such as accreditations for digital pharmacies and drug distributors, NABP provides expert guidance to the pharmacy industry and reliable support to state regulators. These programs, along with other educational tools to raise public awareness, also assist the public in distinguishing legitimate, safe online pharmacies from rogue drug outlets selling counterfeit drugs causing patient harm. I invite you to learn more about these ongoing efforts so that we may all ensure that the public is properly educated to the dangers of purchasing drugs from unknown sources online and through social media. As regulators, we must take the appropriate actions to protect the U.S. prescription drug supply chain as we seek to lower the cost of prescription drugs.